So welcome back to Red Out the Shed. Part 2 on the spools. We've done a bit of homework. We think we've got some seals to replace. So we've had a go at these. I think it's helped the job, but it's not fully done it. We've still got oil leaking from the top and the bottom. So yeah, let's get at it. I know there'll be a kind of a wide range of people's experience that might be watching this, maybe. But just for the people that are not sure what we're talking about when we're talking about spools, aka my wife, who asked me the question, and I thought I'd answer it. What are all these ports doing? Right, so spools are for a double acting hydraulic cylinder. So what I mean by double acting is the cylinder, you push it out under pressure and you suck it back in under pressure. A single acting cylinder is just you push it out under pressure and the weight of whatever's on the top just pushes the oil back into the pump. Yeah? So these act as a pair. So there's 2, 4, there might be 6, there might be 8, right? And we can get this pair to push oil out of the top and receive oil at the bottom, or double acting, push out oil out of the bottom and take oil back in at the top. So that, on my hydraulic cylinder, that's operating one hydraulic cylinder. So for example, if it's on a trailer, that's your pushing the hydraulic cylinder up and pulling it down to tip the trailer. Right, and obviously machines get more complicated, and machines might have 3, 4, whatever cylinders on them, sort of thing. So you have one of these per double acting hydraulic cylinder. So I presume that's really boring for people that know what they're talking about, but anyway, that's what I thought I'd just fill in that little blank there. The seals that are up in here, so there's a seal in the top and there's a seal in the bottom. The seal in the bottom is really difficult to get out. I'm just going to whip this off because you're going to do the job right and get it right. So that's what we want to do. Right, so here we are. Control levers are released in there. The pin's out. Flow and return pipes are off. I don't know which one's which, but either way, 2 pipes are off. Obviously, that spool valve is taken out, but I'm going to do them both. So I'm going to take these 2 studs out, and off she comes. And off she comes. Here we go. Not an adjustable spanner in sight. Off she comes. Oh, a bit of weight. Oh, a bit of weight, yeah. Right. Now then. Now we can see what we're at now. Let's have a look. So that's where the top one's going to sit. Just in there, that top O-ring. Come round to the other side. It's dead easy to see it now. And in there, just in there, right in there, is your bottom O-ring. Meanwhile, I'm tipping oil out to the direction, but not to worry. Yeah, so, clean it all up. I'm going to brake cleaner all that. And get them seals in. Right, 2 screws in the top cap. bottom washer. Oh, so much easier with the unit off, yeah, no question about it. And out she pops. Like a spot to put it down to keep it clean when it comes out. There's your top washer. And that's your spool out. So that will then go back in with a bottom washer. A top hat that I'm not replacing. And this. So let's take a look. Top hat, top washer, bottom washer, O-ring, sorry, O-ring, bottom, top hat. So we replace them two, but firstly going to give it a right good clean up. Okay, so get rid of the two old ones. Get these, move them up there. Gently. Beautiful. Second O-ring on the bottom. Squish that in there. And that top part's gonna go on there. My hand out of the way. Right, just tighten them up, repeat that for the other side, and we should be getting it back on. Right, offer it up. Could do with 3 hands here. Odd them two are the different size. So we've got it back together. it's getting a bit late in the day, but we've got to give it a go on the log splitter just to see if she's going to hold oil. So we're going to have a little look at that. Right, give me 1 minute. Right, so it's time for the acid test. I'm going to pop these connectors on, and we'll give it a go and see what happens. I can never much remember whether I've got them the right way around, but we'll suss it out. Okay, so we're moving now. Have we got any leaks? I don't know about it. It's only fun, I'll look. I think I'm halfway there. Let's just see what it's like after I've done this. I can see one of them just dripping in here a little bit. I can see a little drip down there, so I've not completely fixed it. This one's dry now, that one's dry, this one's got a little bit, anything coming out of the top, but nothing coming here, nothing coming out of the top. So I think probably that one in there I've not just got right, but everything else around here, it's all dry. Now whether I've just put the wrong O-ring back in the bottom on that one, maybe, I don't think I did, but yeah, so I think we've improved the job. We've not got it 100%, but those are the brakes. Thanks for watching. So my next piece of investigation, after consulting a little bit of Facebook and a couple of friends of mine that know a little bit more than me, is these pieces. So what you've got to do, there is an access point here, and that seems to be where a little bit of my oil's coming from. So there's a piece like so. Like so, hold on a minute, like so, like so. So we need to remove this pin, taking all the 4 spools out obviously, and what happens when you release that, take that pin out, that pin is going through that hole and it releases that little cap. I think it's just a drill hole, it's like a manufacturing hole or something like that, I think. Anyway, there's oil coming from it, and we're going to stop it. So I bought a set of O-rings and got these free, and I think after taking that out, okie dokie, there's another little piece in there, but you can see that O-ring there, it's not protruding past the metal, so it's obviously hardened and it's not making the seal that it should. So we're going to replace that. Right, so we've replaced that O-ring, and we've replaced the little, we've put it together, the little plunger that sits on the that sits inside there, just making sure that that hole is going to line up with the pin that's going to be coming through here to retain it. So sliding that in, these gloves just could be just a bit tighter. Right, I've had to strip the whole thing completely down because these little plungers are very, very difficult to get in. They want to go in vertically. Putting them in horizontally, they come off the end and dip down. You can't get that finishing piece on. So, putting them in this way, we can just drop them in. Put the spring in. And with it being horizontal, we can make sure that's right in the middle. And then this, remembering that the pin's got to go through there, so lining up like this, should drop in there like that. There she goes. And she goes. That goes through. Bolt it on. Because you wouldn't have that plunger on there for no reason. Looks like some sort of overpressure type of thing. And we need a socket to tighten them up. Bigger. Right, so I think I'm done. So what have we done? We spaced the spool connectors, O-rings in the spools, and the O-rings inside these. Now, I can see a little bit of dampness, the odd drip, but these things are a bit of age, so there's going to be a little bit here and there. I think we can say we've solved 90% of it. So yeah, I'm calling it good enough for me. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching.